Hey guys, welcome to Cast. This is my Thursday night football prediction video when the Broncos go visit the Chargers over in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium. Obviously, as we know, the Chargers really just getting handled by the Buccaneers on Sunday, and then the Broncos coming away with a win against the Colts. I think that you look at, these two teams, and obviously the Broncos are on a good winning streak. They've been putting up a lot of points, 29 or more in their last 4 games. Don't get me wrong, they haven't played exactly the cream of the crop, but it's still, a good amount of points to put up. Up until last week, Knicks had been doing really, really well passing the football. Not an incredible running game at all over that stretch though either, but I think that if you're Los Angeles, you're really trying to stop Bo Nix, in this game. And I think it really is going to come down to QB play. I think that, while Los Angeles is favored by 3.5 and they're at home, I think this is obviously going to be a grueling, AFC divisional, game, where the two teams to me are kind of defined by their defenses this year. I know that Bo Nix and Justin Herbert are both looking very good. I think that both teams are happy where they're at with limited weapons on each team, to be honest with you. Where it's like, if you're the Chargers, it's McConkey. If you're, Denver, it's Cortland Sutton, but you really need those other pieces to kind of step up and start to perform better if and more consistently if you're going to make the playoffs and do anything, because as it stands right now, these two teams are the bottom of the AFC. And obviously with the Chargers having already beat Denver, they win this game, they have the tiebreaker over Denver for the season. And you know, while I can say that they obviously beat, Denver when it was week 6, and it was kind of like, do we really know what Bo Nix is, type of thing, and he really started to heat up to me mid-season, in weeks, week 11 and later, which I guess is a little bit later than the middle of the year, but I think that, these two teams, I think that out of the two of them, besides last game, which I think was kind of an outlier, for the Chargers, I do think that ordinarily they would play a lot better. I think that they are going to be the team to beat, this week with them being the home team and SoFi being just a crazy place to play. And looking at this, I don't think there's much to talk about. I think it's going to come down to defense. You know, I don't think that Bo Nix is a guy that is gonna, have multi interception weeks back to back, but it may affect them with the Chargers knowing that they have to gear up on, Cortland Sutton. And you know, Sutton obviously didn't do much in this last game, only 130 yards passing, against an Indianapolis team that ultimately kind of, shot themselves in the foot rather than, the Broncos going in and just outright beating them. And then, the Chargers, I just don't think that defense is going to really, stand still. And I think that Harbaugh is, going to get them playing back to the way that they were playing, for weeks on end, where they were one of the top defenses this year. And it's going to be hard for Knicks. It's going to be hard for them to score. So I'm gonna go with a score prediction this week, and I'm gonna say that I think the score prediction for this game is that it's gonna be 23-20 in favor of the Chargers. I think it is gonna be a really close game. Maybe 24-20 as well, or something of that nature. But I think it really could come down to who has the ball last, because these are two just tightly knit teams that have had stuttering offenses, and neither defense is really a joke. Like I said, they didn't really, the Chargers didn't perform well against, whatever the Buccaneers were running, on Sunday, but I just don't think they're the type of team that they're going to have a collapse. And I think that they're going to play them well in this second meeting of the year, but it is going to be gruely. And I think that, it's going to come down to maybe who has the ball last. But if you guys, like NFL content and you want to see more, hit that like button and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have anything you want to say, and I'll try to get back to as many as I can. But this is Cast. I'm your host, Casty Streeter. And as always, go pack go.